Hey there, and welcome to the Flourish and Health podcast. My name is Stephanie, and I'm so glad that you are here. So far this month, we have talked a little bit about our self-worth and the self-care that we can step into for ourselves. So today we're going to continue that on, but we're going to talk about how to maintain a healthy lifestyle for our body, our mind, and our soul. This area is so important. And so I wanted to make sure that I wasn't ignoring that physical healthy body. As many of you know, if you've been listening to me for any time, I am a health coach. And so your physical health is important, but it also comes with your mind and your soul. And it's all your whole well-being is what I want you to have healthy. But I thought I would talk a little bit more about maybe our physical health today, but there's still going to be a little bit of that mindset because that is key. So I thought today we'd first start with the common struggles that many people have in maintaining that healthy lifestyle. I'm sure that you can relate to at least one of these. I hear these from so many prospective clients and even active clients all the time. I hear things like, I find it difficult to stick to my exercise routine, or this one, I forget to eat. This is actually more popular than you think. That was not my problem, but so many people are so wrapped in and they're so busy that they're not taking care of themselves and they're not even taking time to eat or drink their water. Maybe you think you're too busy or it's too hard to stick to a healthy routine. Some people think it's too expensive to eat healthy, and others say they might lose their motivation or have pressures from those around them to indulge and, oh, you did good this week. Just, you can do this for yourself now. Stress and our daily demands pull us away from our plans, the ones that we worked hard on and set ourselves to do. We put ourselves and our health on the back burner when we take care of other people. Do any of these sound familiar? If they're not, I'd be surprised because these are things I hear from people all of the time and some of the things that I also have dealt with. So I know we understand those common struggles because though we may feel like we're the only one who has these difficulties, you're definitely not alone. So if we have these objections, why is it healthy to create a healthy lifestyle? Is it even possible? Is it even worth the effort if there are so many obstacles in our way? And I'm telling you, it is. Living a healthy lifestyle is not just about the way we look or exercise. Our wellness is tied to our mind, our body, and our spiritual well-being. And learning to have a balanced approach helps us maintain a healthy body, enhances our clarity, and nourishes our soul. Healthy is a new wealthy, as I have heard it. Or Gandhi said, it is health that is real wealth and not pieces of gold and silver. Don't you just love that? Our health is worth so much more than gold or pieces of silver. That's where the real wealth is taking care of us. Because you know what? As we take care of ourselves and increase our health and our wellness, that allows us to live a fuller life. It brings us to that full and flourishing life that I talk about, that I want for you so much, because we're taking care of us, and that allows us to pour out. Not only gives us the strength to do things that we want to do, but allows us to give to other people that we want to give to, and do it in an abundant way because of the health and wellness that we have in our lives. It may be all you hear about on TikTok and social media, but taking care of our bodies is actually also in Scripture. In 1 Corinthians 6:19 and 20, it says, "Do you not know that our bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit who is in you, whom you have received from God? You are not your own. You are bought at a price. Therefore, honor God with our bodies," or with your bodies. Our bodies are actual temples for the Lord. We've been given one life and one body, and we're to steward our bodies well. And I know what you're thinking, Stephanie. I already know all of this. I know we know what to do, but sometimes we don't know where to start or how to reframe our mind around all of it, or how to even look at it, where to go, where to start. So today I thought I would share a few ways that we can make healthy lifestyle achievable, bringing in a few little practical steps that will move the dial, so to speak, move us closer to those goals. They might seem simple, but at the same time, sometimes they're not simple. They sound simple, but doesn't mean that they're always easy to implement. But it's good to remind us of these little steps that we can take so that we can make a difference eventually as those steps build up. So, how's that sound? So, first, I thought what we want to do is make sure that we are establishing what it is you want and why you want it. Why do you want this change? When I'm talking to prospective clients, I always ask them to share why they reached out to me and why now. I want to know what drives them to make the habits for health. I know the easiest answer is like, oh, I just want to be healthier, or I want to fit my clothes, or I want to have more energy. But I always know that there's a deeper reason. I've learned that over time. I know that there was a deeper reason than me feeling just wanting to lose weight. We might think we are just being simple to say we want to lose some weight, but there's usually a founding reason for that change. Is it able to be more present with our kids or our grandkids? Is it to be able to have energy to do those long bike rides we used to do or we want to do? Do you lack the confidence in who you are and want to live your life more fully, but just don't even think it's possible? Is there a negative soundtrack playing in your mind that tells you over and over that you can't or you won't be able to change? These reasons get deeper and deeper as we connect because our why is so deeply connected with our soul, who we are, and it affects the choices that we make. So the why is super important, and the why before the how. I hear that in my coach training. I hear that in so many different personal development books and podcasts and things that I've listened to, because it is so important to know what it is driving you toward that way. Because when we have a clear focus on what it is that we want and why it's important to us, then it helps. It makes it less like a motivation. And if I don't do this, this won't happen, but more of a vision of what if this happened? What if I was in a healthy weight? What if I was able to create something different than what I thought I couldn't do? What if I had that energy? I used to make my clients or prospective clients, I would ask them about what they would want to create or what they'd like to do. And maybe they'd say they'd like to be hiking. And we would go on a journey together and be like, okay, so you're hiking. So what color shirt are you wearing? And they would be like, what? I'm like, seriously, let's take some time to imagine that why. Imagine why this is important to you. Look at yourself in the future, something that we don't do. Look at what we have, what we could do, what is possible, what we get to do for our lives. And imagine that, have it so clear on our minds that it's no obstacle that's going to come in our way is going to stop us from visioning what actually we saw in our mind, what makes us excited. We've all thought about those vacations or the place we want to be, or, imagining a place that you've always wanted to be, and you can just visualize all of it in your mind because you're so excited to be able to do that. And that's what I want you to learn how to do for you, for your health, and the places that you can go. Okay. So once you have decided what you want, the next is, the simple parts, right? Set manageable goals. I talk about goals all of the time, but they are a big part of our health journey too. We want to start with small, realistic goals. Look at the next step in front of us, not the whole mile. If you haven't been exercising, then start with 5 or 10-minute walk maybe a few times a week. Don't put the pressure of, oh, I have to walk now half an hour every single day. You know what? You're going to do that a couple days and you're going to probably burn out, or time is going to come at you and you're like, oh, I forgot about this, or I didn't have time for this. And the next time you turn around, you're doing nothing. But if you put those small actionable goals in front of you, just those little steps at a time, you're going to make that progress. It might feel slow, but eventually you're going to arrive where you want to be because you've been consistent. And if you make those goals in ways that are actionable, that you can attain, then all the difference will happen as you set those goals. Now, again, I always find these quotes, and I don't know how to say these people's names. Lao Tzu, Laotzu, as you can see on the screen. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. I should probably look up how to pronounce these names before I start doing this. The next step is making choices for healthy eating. It's time to remove the cheat diet mentality and focus on the wellness we want to create. We get to choose nutritious foods. We get to choose the things that are going to fill us well. Eating small meals throughout the day with a balance of healthy foods is a great way to start. Try to incorporate more vegetables and lean proteins in your diet. Limit the fruits and the starchy or high glycemic or high carbohydrate foods. This will help keep your sugars down, that desire, that draw for that. It'll help your body feel better. I'm not saying that fruit is bad, but we want to limit that because there is a lot of sugar in that. And so sometimes our body needs a little less of that sugar so that our body can really have the balance of foods that it needs. And I'm not saying carbohydrates are bad. Like, we should have a balance of carbohydrates, but you'll be surprised how many carbohydrates are in a lot of the foods that we eat. But if we choose to have those leafy green vegetables or hearty vegetables and those lean proteins and some healthy fats, we're going to have a step towards something that is really helpful to us. And I'm not talking about hydration, but that's a given. I realize I don't think I even wrote that down, but that's a given as well, to make sure that you're hydrating your body well. What helped me was to have a structured and simple plan to follow. If you don't have a health coach, this is a great step to take. Whether you want to reach out to me or somebody else that that's not what matters to me, but it's finding that help, reaching out to someone that might know a little bit more than you and say, hey, what did you do? Or how did you do this? Ask for help and see if they have some structure for you or something that they're doing that you can implement. Because it's important for me, I'm grateful that I stepped out of my comfort zone and I emailed the girl who was my coach, because I kept trying to do all the things but didn't understand what to do. And so she had a simple plan that guided me along the way. And now I get to help other people because of that change that she made in me. The next up is incorporating healthy motion. Healthy motion is part of the health journey, but you'll never outrun your fork. I love that saying. Nutrition always comes first in your health journey. You can then incorporate the right balance of healthy motion. I like to call it healthy motion because we just think immediately exercise, getting on that treadmill or going for a run, doing all those things. And those are great movement for your body. But if you're not doing any type of movement at all, you don't want to just go start to run or do that hour-long workout if you're not used to it. Bringing some healthy motion into your day is a wonderful way to start. Looking at those ways to even exercise, like instead of sitting down on the couch while you're folding the laundry, maybe stand up while you're folding the laundry. Or every time you fold a shirt, then you walk to the other side of the room and put it in the basket and come back. I know that seems silly, but those ways are moving too. Finding ways throughout your day that you can move your body, to find ways to that's why, our smart watches will tell us to stand, because I think it's important just to move our bodies a little bit. That is healthy motion too. It doesn't have to be this huge exercise plan. But if you want to start moving into exercise, if you want to start creating more of a healthy motion where you're bringing up your heart rate, find some different ways that you can slowly bring it into your routine. Find some ways something that you enjoy, like maybe dancing to a song in the kitchen, or maybe it is doing some yoga or strength training. But start slow and add in more as you go. But making sure that nutrition is in check, because no matter how much you exercise, it's crazy. If you look at, I've seen those charts where it will say, you have to do, 500 burpees to burn off like 3 M&Ms or something like that. I have no idea if that's the ratio, but it really is crazy. So we don't want to rely just on burning the calories in that workout, because we want to make sure that our nutrition is in check. And then we can take that healthy balance as we go. Jim Rohn says, take care of your body. It's the only place you have to live. Isn't that great? So find that way to bring in healthy motion into your life, but don't put so much emphasis on that you forget those other areas to take care of you. And then mindful practice. The next place to focus is your mindset. Bringing in ways to grow your mindset will help you on your journey. Maybe find a book or a podcast. I talk about that a lot, finding ones that maybe are bringing you towards your goals, or maybe it's a podcast or a book that's about a place that you want to go or you want to see, and that ignites that why a little bit. What is it that you can fill your mind with that is good, that it's exciting, that grows you, that helps you see a different perspective? You'll be surprised how much working on your mindset and how you speak to yourself, you're learning those different ways to reframe the words that come out of your mouth and how you speak to yourself. It will make a huge difference in your journey, because we're working on our overall well-being, our healthy journey, our healthy mind and body and soul. So making sure that you are finding ways to fill your mind is important. Please reach out to me and I'd be happy to connect you with the tools and resources that I have come across as I have started my healthy journey, whether it's the amazing books in my program or other books and things that I've read, ways that I have worked on my mindset, learned how to reframe how I see myself, how I see food, and how I interact with those around me. There are so many tools that are around us that we can tap into, that we can work on our mental well-being so that we can grow, so we can create that healthy, long lifestyle that we want to, that flourishing life. So I know I shared quite a bit of things, but those are just a few tips that I hope will help you get you into the right direction. Our health is a lifelong journey. It's not about a one and done quick fix plan, but it's daily choices. It's action steps to move toward what you want to create. My friends, there is hope. It is possible. I'm a testimony of that. When you step into making those changes and you do one tiny step at a time, one little movement at a time, you're going to get to where you want to go. And so these are just some of the tools that have helped me that I hope will help you step into your healthy journey. I've shared from time to time how my life has changed as I've implemented these and other habits in my life. I remember being embarrassed and even a little bit mad when I finally reached out to my coach and I asked her what she had done to get healthy, because I was fed up. I was frustrated. The ask was scary. The step, choosing to take care of me, was exciting and even more scary, but I'm so grateful I did. I would not be sharing any of this with you today had I not stepped into that fear and asked for help, raised my hand and said, hey, what can I do differently? Because I was tired of getting confused with all the things that were around me. And I knew that I needed something to help me move toward what I wanted. I had a full and flourishing life I wanted to live. I want to be able to be present for my kids and maybe someday grandkids and all the different things that life might bring us and the travel that I want to go to. And so as I work on my health, I get to look for those things. And that's what drives me to move forward. It drives me to create the healthy life. And so I want to help you find that as well. So regardless of where you are in your journey, please know that you are not alone. And even those small little action steps that you take each day will bring you progress. My friends, I hope that it was helpful today. I feel like I talked really fast today and I had a lot to share because I'm very passionate about this. My life has been changed because I've learned how to focus on my health, not a diet, but a way to feed my mind, my body, and my soul. And I didn't talk too much about tapping into the Lord today and understanding where he is, because last week we talked about your self-worth and recognizing how valuable you are in him. But we have that responsibility and we have that opportunity to take care of this body that he has given us. And so I hope that the tips and things that I shared today were helpful to you. And if you have any questions, please, please, please reach out to me. All of my links are in the show notes and I put them there because I care about you. I don't share this just because it's fun. I mean, it is fun, but I do share this because I want to help you see your value and know that you can take care of yourself. Thank you so much for listening. Take care. Thank you so much for joining me as we walk towards this life of flourishing. I appreciate you taking the time to listen and would love, love, love for you to take a moment to subscribe to my podcast and maybe even leave a review. Likes and reviews like yours will allow my podcast to be seen by others and hopefully help them as they walk through their own journey of growth. So until next time, please remember that you are amazing, my friend, and you are meant to live a life full and flourishing. Take care. Hey, before you go, I wanted to share a few things about how we can stay connected with one another. The first one is you can always go to my website, stephaniebook.com, and that's very simple to find. And you can have all kinds of resources. The free Flourish guide is on there. I have some encouragement cards as you sign up for my newsletter, which I really just mostly send out an encouraging word every so often. And then I always let you know when the new episode is coming out. There is the Who Am I challenge that we hosted quite a while ago, but you can still access those. And if you have subscribed to that and you can't find your link anymore, message me, and I would love to be able to make sure that you get back to connected to that, or so you can restart it. I also have some other little bits of freebies that I can give to you as well. So you can find me at my website. You can find me on Instagram at steph.book. So pretty simple. And then on Facebook, we have our Flourish group, and I'll put the link in the show notes for that as well. There's not a lot of connection in there, but it can be, and we can make it a safe place for all of us to connect together there as well. If you are someone that is looking for some other type of income or passive income, I have started a new extra adventure for a do-it-for-you business. And so it is an amazing opportunity that I have just started, and I'm only a few weeks in. But if you want to know more about that, or are looking for maybe some passive income, then I will put the link in the show notes as well so that you can check that out. And of course, you can message me on any of those social media platforms as well. And then there's a few other different things. If you're a business owner, I always talk about Social Connector, and that's a great way to be able to connect with your audience authentically. So I have lots of different things, and I like to share that only because you never know what one thing that I share could be helpful for somebody else. And so if there are ways that you're wanting to grow, if you have a passion to start doing something different than what you are currently doing, or you want to bring in a little extra money, or somebody else that does, that's why I share it. So I hope that you can definitely stay connected to me. Go to those social media sites, send me a message, reply to the emails when I send them out. Use those links that I give you, because it's the best way for us to be in that community to help one another grow. So thanks again so much for listening, and have a great day.